I'm not done with school. I wouldn't say I'm done, but y'all asking a lot of questions. I'm not gonna lie. Why y'all asking all them questions, making statements, assuming? Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel, Dose of Diane, and today I'm going to be doing a sit down and talking about all the questions you guys have for me. I know this Q&A was supposed to happen like months ago when I first started my YouTube channel, but honestly, I don't know, I just never got to it, and I really didn't have like a space to be doing sit down videos, and yeah. So now that I'm back and situated in the United States, I want to take my YouTube channel and make it more intentional and answer most of the questions you guys have for me, as well as do some more travel vlogs, a day in my life, and just explaining other things that you guys have. But yeah, let's see. So I got most of my questions from my Instagram. If you don't follow my YouTube Instagram, it's Dose of Diane, and my personal one is Dynamite Diane. So yeah. So for all the questions that I got, I kind of broke it down into different categories. So I have a personal, military, YouTube, and then the random questions that kind of didn't fit in any of those categories. So I'll start with the first one being, how old are you? So I am 24, turning 25 this year. For a lot of you guys that are new here, I usually put all of the personal information stuff in the description box of each video. So I think I have that I'm 24 on there. I also have my Zodiac sign, I'm a Cancer. So I have all of that personal information down below if you guys are ever interested. Are you an only child? So I am not an only child. On my father's side, I have a lot of siblings, but between my mother and my father, I only have one sibling, and he is 1 year older than me, and he's a boy, obviously so I have a brother that shares the same mother and same father, and then I have a lot of step siblings or half siblings, whichever one you guys prefer to use. When is your birthday? July 15. So yeah, my birthday is in the summer, and I am a Cancer. Where do you live? So I started this YouTube when I was in South Korea. I don't live in South Korea anymore. I live in Missouri. I just got relocated to Missouri. What else? What do you do for work? I am in the military, the Army more specifically, and I am a military police officer. What college did you go to? I went to the University of Florida. Go Gators! I don't know if I have any FSU fans or any other college fans out there, but go Gators. University of Florida in Gainesville. What is your skincare routine? Honestly, I have a lot of different routines that I do because I don't even think it's a routine anymore. There's different products that I just like to use on different days. Like when my face is feeling a bit drier, I'll use this type of moisturizer as opposed to the one I used the day before or whatever. So I like to switch it up a bit, but consistently, there are a few products that I do use, like I want to say like every week. Wouldn't say every day because I'm not that consistent. But I can definitely do a video of like a skincare routine, what I do to keep my face from breaking out, because I used to have really, really, really bad breakouts, but it started to get a bit better. Where did you grow up? I grew up in Miami, Florida, so born and raised in Florida. How do you stay in shape? That I don't know. Honestly, I have to work out because part of being in the military, there are certain regulations that you need to abide by, and one of them is, you know, making sure that you meet your weight standards. So I kind of like have to work out. As much as I love to eat, I just know I have to work out in order to stay in shape so that I don't get flagged. How did you get a full ride to UF? So I got multiple scholarships to go to UF, but overall the scholarship that paid for like most of my expenses was MFOS, the Mackin Florida Opportunity Scholars. I know a lot of people in Florida know about the scholarship, but if you're not in Florida, you probably don't know about it. but it provided me a full ride scholarship to the University of Florida, and I also had smaller scholarships like Burger King scholarships, the Fair scholarship, and small other ones as well. So yeah, don't sleep on the small scholarships because they add up. Like, I ended up getting like a lot of scholarships when I was back in high school. I might do another vlog about that actually for those that are interested about scholarship opportunities in Florida, because there were a lot that a lot of people didn't really know about. Like Give a Kid a Chance, scholarship, Burger King. There's a lot out there. They're $1,000, $2,000, some of them even $3,000, and they go right to your like school, so you can use it. If you don't end up using it to pay for tuition, they can go to your books, your dorms, food, whatever you need. So it's very useful. How was college life? I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to. Like, college life was great, I guess. I don't really have much to compare it to besides high school, so I can't really say too much about that. I did love being, independent and finding myself, as well as a lot of friends that have turned into like, my better halves. So that was very good. Like, it was a great experience overall is what I'm trying to say. What did you want to be when you were younger? Anybody that really knows me knows that when I was younger, I wanted to be an FBI agent, either in the behavior analysis unit or a special agent. I really didn't know. I watched Criminal Minds. I used to love that show. I love all type of crime scene investigating shows, Law and Order, all that stuff is the stuff that I kind of like. So I always thought that that would be the field that I would go into, and I kind of did, to like, if you think about it. I'm a military police officer in the Army, and I majored in criminology, so I still stayed within that realm of crime and all that stuff. But that's what I wanted to be when I was younger, but now my aspirations is to become an attorney, so I am working on that. I recently got my master's degree in legal studies. I drew a blank there for a sec, but I got my master's degree in legal studies, and yeah, it's been great. Let's see. What is your best feature? I think by this the person was like talking about like, what do I love the best about me? And honestly, it's my smile, like my pearly whites. I definitely do like my smile now that I've gotten my braces and everything removed. Like, honestly, when I was younger, I had an underbite, so that's when your jaw is like ahead of your top jaw, so it was like an underbite, and I really didn't like the way that it made my face look. Like, it made my jaw like protrude a little bit out, and I didn't like it. So now that I've gotten it corrected, I think my smile is my best feature, but a lot of people say it's also my eyes. I know they look regular right now, but I don't know, when the sun hits them, it does some magic where it looks like a lighter brown. So yeah, I know my mom's eyes are hazel, so I think I take like a pigment of her eyes and my dad's eyes, and it's mixed, and they make them look like a little bit brighter. It's sweet. I love how when autocorrect does that, but I know the person meant, can you twerk? I cannot twerk. My butt is stiff. Like, literally when I try to twerk, it's just like, it doesn't like, do the little where it's like both cheeks moving. It's just like very stiff. So I just, like, I'll twerk for fun, but I wouldn't say like I know how to twerk. I know how to dance. I know how to do compa, I could do a little bit of guyad and all that, salsa and stuff, because it's kind of like similar to compa. But I can also dance hip hop, but I'm not like, the best when it comes to like keeping up with all the new dances, and yeah, I don't have rhythm for that, but I try. What are your hobbies? Right now, honestly, I don't have any hobbies. I need to work on that. I recently moved here, 3 months ago, and honestly, I've just been worried about unpacking, getting myself situated, so I really didn't pick up any hobbies. So yeah, back when I was in Korea, like, I had a lot of hobbies. I'd love to ride my bike. I also picked up taekwondo, working out and stuff, but here it's just kind of, everybody's into hunting, shooting, driving Jeeps, talking about trucks, and your girl drives a Toyota Corolla. Like, I'm not talking about my Toyota Corolla, but I definitely want to pick up hunting maybe next time around, or even when the weather gets better, because it's winter right now. It's freaking freezing, so I'm not going nowhere. How tall are you? I am 5'4", and usually my heels are 2 to 3 inches, so 5'4" without any heels, and 5'7" being the tallest with heels. What countries have you traveled? I haven't really traveled too many countries, but to name a few, I also keep flags on my Instagram bio of the countries that I travel, just to like keep up with them, because honestly people ask me this all the time and I'm like, "Ugh." Like sometimes I draw a blank and I forget. But to name a few that I can call off the top of my head, most recently South Korea, Haiti of course, I went to Ethiopia, Kenya, Turkey. Like we did a little tour in Turkey because of our layover. So Turkey, Thailand, Puerto Rico. Yeah, it's in my bio there with the flags. But those are just to name a few. Are you done with school? No, I'm not done with school, but right now I am. Like I said, I just got my master's degree in legal studies. So right now I'm done with school, but the goal is to go to law school and get my Juris Doctor's degree. So I'm not done with school. I wouldn't say I'm done, but y'all asking a lot of questions. I'm not gonna lie. Why y'all asking all them questions, making statements? Do you guys remember that? That stuff used to be banging. So the camera kind of died there, but moving into the military part, first question was, how did you become an officer? So I became an officer through ROTC. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys are familiar with that, but it's the Reserve Officer Training Corps. And at the University of Florida, they have an ROTC program. And my sophomore year, I was like, you know, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I kind of just dabbled in there and sat through a few classes. And I was like, this is it. So, yeah, I basically joined the program my sophomore year and I graduated college my junior year. So I had a accelerated ROTC like time or experience, I should say. So I only really did ROTC for 1 year. So that meant that I had to catch up on a lot. So I went to basic training. Not basic training, basic camp. Let me like clear that up. But I went to basic camp, which is the 30-day basic, initial basic training for soldiers that are trying to do programs such as ROTC, OCS, and all that stuff. So you get sent to basic camp, which is 30 days. It's supposed to be like a basic training, but like faster, 30 days. So that's all I really had to learn a lot. So I did basic camp, I did advanced camp, and then I did my ROTC classes. I kind of did my my sophomore and junior classes together and made up for my freshman and hold up, backtrack, rewind. So I did my freshman and sophomore classes together, and then I did my junior classes on its own. So I basically had to catch up on all those classes and assignments and all that stuff so I could get a better understanding of what ROTC was and what I was getting myself into. And yeah, I think that so far that's been the best decision of my life, honestly. I did ROTC in high school for the whole 4 years. I loved it. I was in Raiders. I didn't do drill and ceremony, but I was in other things that was involved with ROTC that I just loved. So I knew like eventually I would dabble into being in the military. I just didn't know I would take the officer route. I always saw myself as an enlisted soldier just because, I don't know, I feel like there was more to do, more hands-on things. From what I've heard as an officer, it's like more so you're behind the scenes planning and getting everything together. I was like, I don't really like that. I like, you know, being out there. But somehow I joined ROTC while I was in college, so I ended up becoming an officer. Let's see, what else? How long have you been in the military? So this year will make 3 years. I commissioned December 13, 2019. So yeah, haven't been in for quite a long time, so there's a lot for me to learn still. Are you National Guard or active duty? So I am active duty, and I did choose to become active duty. So with a lot of ROTC programs, they have it where you can kind of pick your component as well as your branch, and that's how my ROTC program was. So depending on your OML, which is like a scale system that they use, like points, so your GPA, your PT scores, your current grades and all that stuff gets put into like this, I don't know, like a tracker, I want to say, where it tracks all those things and converts it into points, and then you get an OML. So the higher up you are in that OML, the more likely you are to be able to like choose your component and branch. So that's how my school did it, or my ROTC program at UF did it, but every school does it differently. So I did choose to go active duty, and I did choose to become a military police officer. My OML allowed me to do that just because I had a really good GPA, and yeah, honestly, that's what it really was. It went down to having like a good OML to choose your component. And then I get, how was ROTC? So like I said, my ROTC experience was very short. I only had 1 year of really being in ROTC. so I can't really give too much of like how was it. Like for me, it was great. I learned a lot, and some of the products that I created back then I still use today. So I think that I learned a lot within that year. And every ROTC program is going to be different depending on the university that you go to. So definitely do your research. Like do your research on the type of school, do your research on the ROTC program, and then, you know, try to like weigh them out and see which school you feel will give you like the full experience or the full college experience that you're looking for, because everybody wants to, you know, graduate. That's the main thing. You need to graduate, but you also want that college experience. You don't want to just be going to school and feel like a zombie going to classes. You still want to like network, socialize, meet friends, and do all this other stuff. So definitely take that into consideration when you're choosing your college and when you're choosing your ROTC program, because a lot of the people that I met in ROTC, I still talk to them now, and it's pretty cool just to see where everybody's lives are going, whether that be in the military or outside of the military. It's just cool to have people that you can reach out to. Let's see. Why did you become an MP? I kind of said this before, but I always knew that I would stick to the realm of criminal justice or the justice system or law enforcement. Like that was always something that I loved ever since I was a little kid. I did ROTC, I did police explorers in North Miami Beach. Like I knew that was the field that I would be in, so I just kind of chose that. Because if you look at the other branches the military has to offer officers, there isn't something else that I could have went into. Like I couldn't go right from commissioning to be a lawyer, like to become a JAG. Like there's no direct system for that, at least not for ROTC. So that wasn't an option. So my options were like infantry, ADA, like other stuff that I just wasn't. No, I was like, nah, I want to keep it in the same realm of like law enforcement. So that's why I chose to become an MP. And then, is the military hard? I saw this question, but I really didn't know how to answer it. It's like, I don't know, like people, like it's like when people ask, is life hard? Like for some it is, for some it's not. But every day is different. Like there are days where, like, you know, we have chill days. And I just moved to a training installation where, so TRADOC pretty much, and it's completely different from what I was doing in ForceCom. So it takes some getting used to. Is it easier? I wouldn't say it is, because there's still like a lot of tasks that are demanding, and there are things that you just have to do to accomplish the mission. So I can't say like, yes, it's easy, and I can't say yes, it's hard. It depends on where you're at. It depends on your job. It depends on what you're doing. But honestly, I take it day by day, and I try to learn from my NCOs. Like, if any of my NCOs are watching this, like, they're the real ones. Like, honestly, I still message a few of my NCOs, just check up on them, ask them a few questions. Like, I depend on my NCOs, and I do understand why they say they're the backbone of the military, because they're holding it down. Let's see. Does the military pay good? I think it does pay good, but there are other jobs that pay better. For the time that you put in, I want to say it's not, like, it's alright, but it ain't all that. Like, coming out of college and getting into a job that, you know, it's like a 5-figure job, it's pretty like decent. But I definitely want to move up in life too, where I can make like, you know, 6-figure, and I'm hitting it, and, you know, I'm just cha-ching, like money just falling. But it's good. Like, I'm able to pay my bills, and I'm able to live and eat, and so I'm content. But does it pay good? A lot of people would say no, and I say it does. For a lot of us younger officers coming in and making like, you know, 5 figures, it pays pretty decent. What have you done so far in the military? Honestly, like I said, I've only been in for 3 years so far. I've been a platoon leader in South Korea, and I recently just became an executive officer in 795th Military Police Battalion. So TRADOC, 4th Liner Wood, if anybody. Fort Lost in the Woods is probably the name that everybody's gonna remember. Do you love the Army? Yes, I do. If I didn't love it, trust me, I wouldn't be in the Army and like telling people to join and all that stuff. But I really do love the Army. But people think that the Army is like full of good people, and they come into the Army thinking that, you know, we're like different than like civilians. Like, we're still civilians. It's like there are still gonna be like bad people in the Army. There's still gonna be like, you know, thieves and stuff like that. Like, people think that just because you're in the Army, like, you're shielded from all the bad stuff. No. So I do love the Army, and I love the country, first of all. I love the US for all the opportunities it's giving my mother and my family. Like, come on, my mother was an immigrant moving into the United States and didn't speak a drop of English, and she has a full-time job and she's being successful in the United States. Like, I love this country, first of all, even though I still, I gotta rep Haiti too. Like, I love Haiti too. Like, these are my little Haitian flag earrings, yes. But yeah, I do love this country, and I love Haiti as well. So yeah, I do love the Army. I wouldn't be doing something if I didn't love it. What is the hardest thing you experienced in the military? Oof. So yeah, that question is tough. But I think the hardest thing I've experienced so far is just like dealing with death. So that's been like something that recently happened, and it's something that I've been trying to, deal with and grieve and overcome. I'm not gonna get teary-eyed. But I think just like losing my soldier was probably the toughest thing that I've ever had to go through. And it's nothing like, no training prepared me to lose someone, Like, we train for everything else, but I feel like we don't train to, cope with losing a soldier, or cope with like dealing with suicide and cope with depression. Like, we don't get trained these things. So yeah, it was very tough for me to go through that. Right, so moving on to the YouTube questions. Why did you want to create a channel? Honestly, I was bored one day and I was like, man, I want to create a YouTube. Honestly, that's how it went. But first, the reason I really wanted to create a YouTube is because I was losing space on my phone. And I was like, I need to upload my videos, because sometimes I'll go and I'll take like 16-minute long videos of like whatever I'm doing, like whether it's traveling or just exploring a new restaurant or whatever. I was like, dang. So I bought I bought more space on the cloud to save those videos, and then I ran out of space. So then I upgraded it to like the 100 gigabyte one, and then I ran out of space. I was like, I need to start making clips and videos. So I started with one video. I just pushed it out onto iMovie and I edited it, and I was like, damn, this is fire. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. And I uploaded it to YouTube, and that was my first video. And it was like going to G-Hang or something. I uploaded it and I saw that people liked it. It was like, they want more content. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick this out. I'm gonna go through and make me a logo, design whatever, like have a theme for myself. I called it Dose of Diane. For a lot of people, Dose of Diane, because I am Haitian, so Diane. But I was like, you know what? I am going to create a YouTube channel, and I'm going to stick to it. And one of my things that I'm working on this year is being intentional, and that's being intentional with my content and planning out ahead of time so I don't feel overwhelmed when it comes time to editing these videos, because I feel like I have a lot of footage. It's just that I haven't had the chance to sit down and edit them. So I was currently working on editing 2 more videos for next week before I did this video. So it's a lot of content that I have. It's just sitting down and actually having the time to edit them is the problem. But I definitely wanted to create to get to the answer of the question, why did you want to create a YouTube channel? Honestly, to inspire others to live their lives, to do things that's out of the ordinary. Like, it's hard to talk to a camera. Like, it's hard to talk to a camera, first of all. I had to get used to it, because talking to a camera is like talking to yourself, and you're not hearing like no feedback, no comments, but it's weird. So like, just to get more comfortable, and also just to inspire others to go out there and do something with their lives. Like me being like a Black African American, or I should say Black Haitian American, for a lot of people, that's like, I could be an inspiration to them to do something bigger than themselves, like joining the military, going out there to get a college degree, get an education, Like, there's a lot like I can inspire people to do, and hopefully like I can use this platform to help uplift other people that are like me, that have been in similar situations like myself, and help them to overcome them, because I feel like no situation that you're in is going to be permanent. Like, everything is temporary in life. You will go through things in phases. So definitely think about it like that. So that's kind of why I wanted to create a channel, hopefully to inspire others to go out there and do something in this world and make a difference. What are your goals for YouTube? I think I already, my goal for YouTube is just to inspire others to make a difference in this world, and also to travel more. I feel like a lot of us waste our younger years working so hard, but we barely take time out for ourselves to travel and experience something different. So hopefully I can do that with this platform. What kind of audience are you trying to gain? Whoever wants to listen to me. Like, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of everything, a little bit of fitness, a little bit of military life, a little bit of hacks, vlogs, hair, maybe makeup. I'm not too good with makeup. Like, I did a little something, but I'm not the best when it comes to it. I'm sure I can get better, but like, I don't really care who watches, just someone to watch. Like, I'm uploading content for myself, but also like for others to watch. And then it says, what will you be posting on your channel? Like I said, it's just gonna be a variety of things, honestly, and I'll try to create playlists to kind of organize it a little bit more for those of you that are interested in certain subjects like military life. You could just click the playlist and see the military stuff. For some of you guys that are more interested in locks, you can go and click that playlist and just see things about locks. So I'm gonna organize my channel a lot and make sure that I stay true to everything that I'm saying in this vlog. I'm gonna be intentional and make sure that I get these videos posted. 2022 is the new year. Let's do it. And then, let's see. And then it goes into like random questions, honestly. Have you ever met someone famous? Yeah, I did actually. I met Felicia Ross. I don't know if a lot of you guys know her, but she's a Haitian, French, yeah, Haitian and French music artist, I guess. Like, she also does a lot. Like, she does music, she's a piano artist, like she does a lot. She sings, dances, plays musical instruments, like she does a lot. So, and she also has an oil brand as well. So I have met her. I'll insert a clip, like a picture right here of when I met her. But, do you have a favorite book? Yes, my favorite book is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. So I love when people ask me, what's your favorite book? And then they ask you what it's about. But honestly, it's about apartheid. Trevor Noah is half African American, half white male living in the United States. He also does the daily talk show. He is really nice. He's really good looking too. But that's my favorite book because it talks about apartheid and him growing up back in that, like, during the era of apartheid, and it just talks about his struggles and everything that he overcame, as well as seeing what his parents went through during the time. Honestly, read it. It's such a good book. I read it for one of my criminology classes when I was a junior, and that book has stuck with me for a while in my heart. And I also gifted it to one of my professors before I graduated the University of Florida. Who's your favorite Black artist? I don't have one. I have multiple. But if I had to narrow it down, it would be like a top 3. I love Felicia Ross, I love Black, and I love J. Cole. Those are 3 that I listen to no matter what time it is. Like morning, afternoon, nighttime, on my way to church. Like, you know, I'm just joking. But honestly, I really do play their music back to back to back to back to back. Like, Felicia Ross is my girl. Y'all know. If y'all know, y'all know. But next question is, do you have any tattoos? Yeah, I do have tattoos. I have like a whole like masterpiece on my back. It's a pair of angel wings, if you can see. I have an underboob tattoo. I have a tattoo on my legs. So I have, if I had to count, it's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 tattoos and 3 big ones, 1 small one. So yeah, I do have tattoos. And then, do you wear glasses? Yes, I wear glasses. I'm just not wearing them because of the glare of the lights. So yeah, I wear glasses. I am blind as a bat right now, but I had to do it because the glare of the light was a little too much, so yeah. And then I think that's all the questions that I had to answer in this video. If you have any other questions that you would like to know, just comment them down below and I will answer them in the comments. Like always, stay blessed.